And I call the member for Hughes.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. I'd like to just expand on some comments that I made in the House earlier this week involving Australia's tourism sector, a sector that I described forms an invaluable element of strength for our nation. And every single member in this House has an obligation to not only to protect that sector, but to promote it as well. And therefore, what I've called for is the comments of David Attenborough 2 weeks ago before a UK parliamentary inquiry that should be called out by every single member of this House. He said, and I quote, "I will never forget diving on the Great Barrier Reef about 10 years ago, and suddenly, instead of seeing this multitude of wonderful forms of life, that it was stark white. It had bleached white." Now that message, broadcast around the world, tells potential tourists to Australia, don't bother coming to the Barrier Reef because it is stark white, it is bleached white. But what David Attenborough forgot to tell that committee, that 4 years ago, he actually filmed a documentary on the Great Barrier Reef, and it was titled The Perfect Coral Reef, in which he filmed and documented the Great Barrier Reef in all its magnificent colour and wonders. And when he was promoting that film back in December 2015, remember, 4 years ago, he described Australia's Great Barrier Reef, and again, I quote, "fantastic. It's breathtaking, a dream." And yet he sits before a UK parliamentary committee and creates the impression that it is all stark white, that it is all bleached white. Now no one denies that parts of the reef are damaged from time to time by cyclones and coral bleaching. The science tells us that this has been happening for hundreds of years. But today the reef remains in good shape. It's a great place for Australians and for visitors around the world to come and visit. But the sector is currently struggling. We have seen Cathay Pacific announce that they are pulling out of Cairns that's 4 flights a week lost from Hong Kong into Cairns. That hurts every citizen that lives in Cairns, from the people involved in transport, to the cafes and restaurants, to the people cleaning those motels and hotels. So David Attenborough should apologise. He should apologise for misleading that UK parliamentary inquiry. He should apologise to the Australian people, and he should apologise to the people of Cairns that will be hurt by his reckless and misleading comments.
I thank the member for Hughes for his contribution.